Yo, I'm Jas, and I lost 24 pounds in the last 7 weeks by only training 3 times a week, 45 minutes each time. My strength is going up, my abs are popping, and you'll see, bro, that when you do this protocol that I'm about to lay out for you in this video, that getting lean is so much easier when you're lazy rather than when you're obsessing about it. So let's not waste any more time, man, and jump right in. Part 1 of the protocol, aesthetic minimalistic training. What does this mean? All it means is, as I said, 3 times a week gym, and what you're going to do is only focus on the aesthetic muscles, which are for men, the lats, the upper chest, the side delts, the biceps and the abs, and for women that want that hourglass shape, it's going to be again the lateral delts, the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings and the abs. Whilst you're shredding down, all you need to care about is your strength. So there's 2 metrics we're looking at here, yeah? To make sure that you're losing weight and keeping or even gaining muscle, it's just going to be your scale is going down every single week, week to week, so you track it every single day, take the weekly average should be going down every single week, and your strength. So the only thing we're going to do is track strength for the aesthetic muscles. I'm only tracking 7 lifts right now every single week, and it's so simple, bro. I just have an iPhone notes page and I literally just track and log what weight I did, and I'm using the dual progression model to go up. So for large muscle groups, I'm aiming for 5 to 8 reps. So I'll start with a weight that I can only do 5 reps on. As the weeks progress, I go 6 reps, 7 reps, 8 reps, and as soon as I hit 8 reps, I go up by 1 increment in weight. And for the smaller muscles, it's literally just the same. It's 8 to 15 reps. It's going to be, I'll start with a weight that I'm going to fail at the 8th rep, and I go up 9, 10, 11, blah, 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 all the way up to 15. And at the 15th rep, I'll just go up by increment. That's as simple as it gets, bro. The dual progression system. And by the way, if you want a written version of this aesthetic minimalist training plan, just DM me on Instagram. It's the link below. DM me the word plan and I'll send it to you, but you've got to let me know you're from YouTube, bro, because I love it when people say I come from YouTube to Instagram. It feels so sick. Part 2 of the protocol is zero decision dieting, and look, I don't even see this as a diet. This is just how I eat, and that's because I'm lean, I'm shredded, and you have to get this kind of personality about you, is that you don't have a diet. Because if you have a diet and you're on carnivore, let's say, you're telling yourself, I'm not going to eat any carbs, I'm only going to eat meat and have my fat from meat and everything from meat, right? All my nutrition comes from that. Are you really going to stick to that for the rest of your life? Are you really going to stick to, if you're on keto, you're never going to eat carbs again? Bro, that's insane. You're not going to do that. Anyone who says, yeah, I'm keto for life, they're not going to be keto for life, bro. They're doing it to get the result. And when you're doing something only for the result and you don't enjoy it, even if by a small amount of chance you actually reach your goal, you're not going to stay there, because it's how you got there that you're going to stay there. So the way that I figured this out is that I'm just going to do a diet that I actually really like. So I literally skip breakfast and I save my portions to have bigger meals later. And when you realize how powerful skipping breakfast is, bro, you're never going to go back, because you're going to have this sharp mental clarity in the morning. You get to enjoy a couple of small Americanos, coffees, and that curbs your hunger. Have plenty of water. You're going to feel great. The 5 to 6, 7 hours that you're fasting is going to pass by so quick in that morning. And then you get to eat this massive feast of a dinner because you earned it. You've trained that day, you fasted, you've got your work done, and then you get to earn that massive meal. And the reason it's zero decision dieting is because I eat the same thing every day. Bro, I'm in this game to get to 8%, yeah? Getting to 8% body fat is a crazy goal, but you also have to do slightly crazy things to get there, right? So I'm eating the same thing every day. It's my default meals. I eat the same 4, 5 ingredients every day, and you might be like, whoa, I can't do that. But yes, you can. Just because it's the same food doesn't mean it has to be the same taste. I season it with different seasonings. I put things in different orders sometimes. So yeah, look, it can get boring, but the fact that it's tasty and the fact that it satisfies me and makes me full, that's more than enough. And I'm saving so much money at the end of the day as well. So all you got to do is select a few of your favorite foods and then take your deficit calories, which is just body weight in kilograms multiplied by about 25, and then create your meals from that. Just have it pre-tracked. I've got my meals written out in my notes page, and I literally have all the calories there. I just make sure I'm eating the same thing every day, no choice. I don't have chocolate in the house, nothing like that. But if you want, you could probably fit in a nice little dessert, 200 calories at the end of the day. If you want to save up the calories for that, just make sure you're tracking everything properly and you've got it pre-done, so you don't have to think about it. Part 3, the final part of my protocol, cut out cardio. Instead of doing endless stairmasters or running or cycling, bro, forget that. You're frying your central nervous system past the point that you need to. You're taking recovery resource away from the aesthetic muscles that you wanted to build in the first place. All we're going to do is replace it with one simple rule: 100,000 steps every single week. The reason for that particular number and the reason it's weekly is because 100k a week is the sweet spot that I found where I was burning fat very, very fast when I started doing that. It averages to about 14 to 15k a day, somewhere in between that, 14.2 or something. And the fact that it's a weekly metric literally means that if you slip up on a random Tuesday, because look, life gets in the way, you might have to do something, whatever, you only get 5k on a Tuesday, right? But then you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to make it all up. But if your goal on that Tuesday was, I need to hit 15k steps every single day, and you've only got 5k and you just want to go to sleep, either number one, you're just going to go to sleep feeling shit about yourself, or number two, you're going to go outside in the middle of the night, crash your sleep, and try and get another hour and a half walking to finish your steps. There's no point. Bro, like I said, sustainability is the main part of this, and walking just makes it so easy. You're not going to get hungry after walking because it's non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Neat. You're not going to feel tired. You're not going to fry your CNS. So it's a win-win-win across the board. And if you're struggling in your head, thinking like, where am I going to get all these steps in? I've got full-time commitments, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you a very simple protocol, the 20-20-20 principle. And it states that as soon as you wake up, go for a 20-minute walk. As soon as you eat lunch, go for a 20-minute walk. And after you finish dinner, go for a 20-minute walk. All that is 10 minutes that way and 10 minutes back. Check your phone screen time and realize your time spent scrolling is probably double or triple that, yeah? So all you got to do is think, okay, every time I want to scroll, I've got to go on a walk. That's how you're going to get this done, okay? And that's just the start. Obviously, that's not going to get you to 100k a week, which is the gold standard, but you got to get your one foot in front of the other first before you end up walking up the mountain, you know what I'm saying? So start with the 20-20-20 principle and work your way up to 100k a week. You're going to start seeing visible changes in the next month, and in the next 2-3 months, you'll be a different person, bro. I appreciate you watching all the way through, man. This advice has really worked for me over the past 6 to 7 weeks, and it's absolutely easy to carry out. I can't believe I'm losing fat this easily. And if you are thinking after all this that you still got questions in your mind, you still want to like ask me directly, like how am I going to do the 20-20-20 protocol, or like what exactly is the aesthetic minimalist training, how am I going to do that, honestly, man, just get in the description, because I got a free call and all we were going to do is talk about your situation, your lifestyle, where you're at right now with your journey, and how we're going to actually progress from there. And if I can actually help you, we'll talk about one-to-one coaching where I'll fully make you the plan, the diet, the training, everything included. And I'll keep you accountable every day. I'll keep you consistent, and I'll make sure you actually get lean if you decide to go that route. If not, absolutely no worries. Look, bro, we're not going to lose anything from jumping on a free call together, man. We get to stare at each other's handsome faces. We get to talk about fat loss and strength and life, and that's what I love doing, and I bet that's what you love doing too if this is one of your main goals right now, which is why you're watching this video. So look, there's nothing in it for you to lose. The worst thing that could happen, you learn more about your situation, you get an insight that you then use, and it actually gets you results, even if you decide not to go with one-to-one coaching. And if you do decide to go with one-to-one coaching, congratulations, bro. You just guaranteed yourself getting lean this year, man. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Get in the description, book that call, and sweat or regret, bro. I'm out.